Hello and welcome. I'm Adarsh Felipe.
Hello, I'm Felipe Russo.
Let me bring you to our top news story today. Exercises on homelessness. A PhD student at Sheffield Hallam University is running a charity that tackles the threat of homelessness on people's life with the help of mixed martial arts. Shoot Fighters is a small gym in Sheffield which conducts MMA classes 1 hour a week to help the people combat drug and alcohol addiction and help them to divert towards education and employment. Mark Hollett, a PhD student of Sheffield Hallam University, is playing a major role in this project.
One, it makes a meaningful use of time. A lot of people who are homeless have problems with addiction, mental health. Mixed martial arts is a really empowering sport. Good for your mental health through physical sort of activity, good for reducing substances due to social connection.
Mark Hollett trains kickboxing, Thai boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, and wrestling. Liam Smedley, the lead MMA trainer and fighter, said it actually advocates a healthy lifestyle, utilizing the full potential of the mind and body.
Jiu-Jitsu's definitely helped. I would also say that my personal favourites are doing the kicks and the punches in mixed martial arts, because I think it gives you that confidence and it also taxes you the most.
So the people who are dealing with homelessness find MMA exercise really helpful to them because it reduces their stress, and now they can focus more on positive things rather than negative stuffs, and they tend to say that their life has become better than before just because with the help of MMA exercise. MMA and other activities are aimed at addressing the cost of living crisis that has homelessness in a chokehold, as well as tackling the issues of alcohol and drug addiction. This is Adarsh Felipe from Shoot TV.
It has been 35 years since the Hillsborough disaster happened. On the 15th of April every year, Sheffield Wednesday takes some time to remember the ones that we have sadly lost their lives in the Hillsborough disaster. This year also marks the 35 years since the disaster happened. Sheffield Wednesday have conducted a memorial service which consisted of prayers and a minute of silence to remember the ones we lost. Families affected by this have turned up to remember their family members that they have lost.
Traditional paper out on the Saturday afternoon at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And then as the scale of the tragedy became aware, they decided to do a Sunday newspaper. So we came back in that evening and worked for to about 1 in the morning and produced a 48-page tabloid, 48-page broadsheet newspaper with pictures, comments and reporting of the events. It's the first and only time it's happened that the newspaper's done that.
There's a massive road construction happening in Fargate, Sheffield. The project began 2 years ago. Fargate is known as one of the busiest places in Sheffield where people buy from various shops. The motive of this construction is to redevelop and add a few benches for some people to sit in the area. It has obstructed and narrowed down the roads which lead to the town hall and city centre, which makes it difficult for residents to walk through from one place to another.
Construction opposite city centre has caused concerns for the shoppers. Sheffield City Centre has gone through a process of revitalisation in recent years. During this period, there were a lot of buildings being knocked down, and one of those buildings was a Mid-City house. This demolition job has caused some problems around Moor, since there was a lot of rubble falling around shoppers as they walked past it.
Students at Sheffield Hallam University are complaining regarding the NHS delay and improper treatment. The NHS has become a huge concern for students. A student at Sheffield Hallam University who was suffering from a severe illness had to wait for 2 hours in the NHS walking centre until the ambulance arrived and drove him to Sheffield Hallamshire Hospital.
It has been nearly 8 months since I moved to Sheffield. I have visited the walk-in centre, Sheffield Hallamshire Hospital and Northern General Hospital, but still my skin problem is not cured. The medicines provided by the doctor have not shown any positive signs of improvement. Despite mentioning my skin disease in the GP, the NHS was unsuccessful in solving my problems.
Recently, Sheffield City Council have announced that Supertram services are back in government's control after 20 plus years. I have been down there to find out what impact this will have.
Commuters from all across Sheffield today have woken up to a bit of a difference on their way to work.
As of this month, the government have announced that they would be taking back control of the super tram services in South Yorkshire. And here's what someone that has worked at the super tram services have to think about this change.
We've seen they're a bit cleaner, and we've got new ticket machines which make it a lot quicker than what it were before, because the machines were just no good, so we were losing a lot of revenue. Whereas this one's a lot quicker, so we're getting a lot more revenue in.
With this change in the ticketing machines, we should expect a much more straightforward and efficient issuing of tickets, which should result in a much smoother ride for everyone involved. The previous company had also failed in maximising their profits in order to develop the tram services to accommodate everyone within their area. After 20 plus years of being owned by a private company, Stagecoach, the super tram services have now gone back to being owned by the government, meaning a greater expansion for all their services all across South Yorkshire.
Portion of Sheffield, and if we can expand that into South Yorkshire as well, then it's only for the good. There's talks of going to Donny Airport, or to Barnsley, Killamarsh, and I don't see why we can't, because the train lines are already there.
Since the tram services in South Yorkshire already offer use of rail trams, talks have taken place in order to increase the areas in which the trams can use, which are train travels, so that they can reach a bigger portion of South Yorkshire. This is Felipe Russo from Shoot TV. So interesting steps for the tram services in Sheffield.
It is indeed. This is as far as we go today. So from me, this is Adarsh Felipe.
And for me, Felipe Russo, thank you for your company, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.